right now I'm making a very simple and easy dinner for me to make. I'm going to make mac and cheese, but homemade mac and cheese. So we'll start off with a good tablespoon and a half of butter. And we will let that melt. Temperature's a bit high. Gotta turn that down. Don't want the butter to burn. Give it a second to cool down there. Now what we'll do here is we're just going to sprinkle. I use this little shaker here full of flour. That way I can kind of control, rather than having just one lump, have it go where I want. Okay. So what we're doing here is we're making what's called a roux. I'm sure everyone's pretty familiar with that. What you want to do is mix up the flour and the butter mixture. And I think we'll add just a bit more here. This will be a thickening agent. We'll let that cook. Where did my scissors go? Okay, just want to see the knife. Meanwhile, I want to get a good quality cheddar. Like old cheddar, so, and I'm going to cube that here. This is starting to brown just a tiny bit, which is where we want it to go. At this point, I'm going to add some milk and mix this in. Now this should thicken up fairly quickly, so we want to stir it so as not to get any lumps. Okay. Keep an eye on that while I continue to cube my cheddar. A very close eye on that, because it will thicken fairly quickly. We could also add some cream. Better keep that here in case I want more. Oh, yes, I did turn the temperature down a bit too low, didn't I? Here I was afraid of burning it, and now this won't hurt though. point when it starts to thicken, it'll do so very quickly. And I have my water on the stove for macaroni. We'll add some salt. Keep an eye on this, you do not want it to stick. And it's just beginning to thicken now, coming up to temperature. What we're basically making here is a white sauce. There it is, it's starting to thicken now. And now is when I'm going to turn down the temperature again. I don't want this to burn. Wait till it gets just a bit thicker and then we'll add the cheddar. My water is boiling for the pasta, so we'll add that in and stir that. Okay, definitely time to add the cheddar chunks. And the reason we cut them into little chunks is so that they can quickly dissolve. And there's my cheese sauce. And as the cheese melts, the sauce turns a lovely orange color. It's no longer a white sauce, now it's a cheese sauce. I suppose I could add a bit of Parmesan to this as well, give it a bit more flavor. Yeah, let's do that. If I have some grated. No, I don't, so we won't. And if this is too thick, then we add a little more milk, but I think it's fine for the time being. Okay, there's still tiny lumps of cheddar in that, but that will dissolve, and I'm going to put that aside so that I don't burn it, and bring this to the front. So we're going to wait for the macaroni to cook, and when it's cooked, we'll come back. Okay, my pasta is cooked. It's not soft, it's a little bit, just a tiny bit on the firm side, but we're going to put this in a casserole, so if it cooks a little more in the casserole, that's fine as well. So I'm going to strain this now. And because of elbows, you want to let it drain just for a minute to get most of the water out of the pasta. Okay, our cheese sauce is very thick, as you can see. That we're going to put this hot pasta in there and mix it up, so I'm going to loosen that up just a bit as well. Oops! Didn't mean for that to happen. I guess this is where my Dutch oven would work. Okay. All that I'm trying to do here is mix up. Maybe I'll use the pot. So that I could stir this in nicely without making too much more of a mess. Okay. Hope I made enough cheese sauce. Oh yes, this looks fine. So what we want to do is make sure that we've got all the pasta coated with the cheese sauce. And that's looking very yummy. So, without further ado, this all into a casserole dish. Now that certainly is going to make some leftovers, which is not an issue. That's just a bit too hot for me to handle. Perfect. Smooth it out just a little. We're going to add, I will use breadcrumbs. You can also use crackers broken up. Some people like that. My husband doesn't like the crackers. I tried that once on him, and he prefers the breadcrumbs. This will give it a nice crispy topping when you bake it, and it will bake in the oven. But what I'm doing there right now is I'm just preparing it, and then when husband gets home, we'll put it in the oven then. Okay, not too many breadcrumbs. And for added flavor, we're going to put some bacon. And once again, not too much. I did that once again before in the past, and it was just too greasy. So the breadcrumbs will absorb some of the fat from the bacon as long as you don't put too much of it in there. So just to add some flavor, maybe 2 slices of bacon. Okay. Now somebody else might want more than that, but that's enough for my taste. I think I used to put bacon right across the whole top. Don't like that effect. Okay. Perfect. Now all we do at this point is put the lid on, put it in the oven. Well, for the time being it's going in the refrigerator until it's time for it to go into the oven. And we bake it at about 350 for 40 minutes or so until the bacon's all. Take the lid off at some point, let the bacon get all crispy, let the breadcrumbs get all toasted, and then it'll make a really nice dinner. Well, that's it for this video, and thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.